So far away Lucas, who are we talking about today on this episode of Wiki Weekdays, Wednesdays, whenever they happen to go up. We do a lot of content, folks.
We do, and we're going to be talking about the original Street Fighter.
Yeah, the World Warrior himself, Ryu. So far away Lucas, as you often do, let's let the lovely audience at home know specifically what the topic of today's Wiki Weekend is. Or Wiki Weekdays, whenever it goes out.
We're figuring stuff out, but yeah, we're going to be talking about Ryu from Street Fighter, and I presumed that this would come up with a surname, and it just says Ryu.
No, that's his name, yeah, Ryu. He's just Ryu, and we're referring specifically to the Street Fighter Wiki, a link to which you can find below. But we'll start, as we often do at the beginning, with the physical description and characteristics of Ryu. So here we have, name, Ryu. Height, 5'11" in Street Fighter 1, 5'9" in every game thereafter. Oh, what did Ryu do? He shrank like 4 fucking inch. Weight, 168 pounds in Street Fighter 1, 150 pounds in Street Fighter 2, 187 pounds in Street Fighter 5. Yeah, because Ryu packed on the fucking pounds for that one.
He did, yeah.
He is a big, beefy boy in that game.
Oh, God, just sexy Ryu coming out.
Can we talk about Hot Ryu?
Yeah.
No one knows what we're talking about. Hot Ryu. It's this Ryu. It's a DLC or pre-order skin for Street Fighter 5, where it's like, oh, it's shirtless, battle-scarred Ryu. And this costume is so fucking funny to me, because it was released by people like, yeah, look how badass Ryu looks in this fucking outfit. And everyone's like, Daddy Ryu, Hot Ryu. Yeah. And they fucking hate it.
Oh, but it's so good. It's just like, fuck it, make him shirtless, beefy, and give him a big beard. It's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, like, you can tell they tried to do it to make him look badass, and it just makes him look super fucking hot. It's like, it's not badass at all. Oh, it's like, I love when they do that, when they like try and make something look super fucking like cool and edgy and like, you know, manly, and it just comes across as looking super fucking gay. I love it. And then we have a brief description of Ryu for anybody who may not be familiar with him. So, Ryu, meaning prosperous, plentiful, or abundant in Japanese, is the main protagonist of the Street Fighter series. First appearing in the original Street Fighter, he's an experienced martial artist, highly focused on training, aiming to become the strongest he can. And that's it. That's all you need to know. Like, all he does is travel the earth beating people up.
And that's what I really like about Ryu, because every Street Fighter, you know, you have the ending of the arcade mode where it's like, what happens if this character wins? Yeah. And they all have just some reason to be in the tournament. But the Ryu is just, he wants to get stronger.
Yeah, he just wants to fight. All
He's
he
just
wants
Goku,
to do,
isn't he?
Yeah, he just wants to fight. He is the eponymous World Warrior. He travels the globe looking for people to beat up. He's quite literally that skit from South Park of Russell Crowe traveling the earth to fight people.
There's 2 things he loves, it's fighting and fighting round the world. Making movies, making music and fighting round the world. Russell Crowe.
Well, isn't it that he doesn't want to beat people up, he wants to learn more fighting styles?
Yeah, like he wants to develop and hone his own technique.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants a worthy battle. And he doesn't really give a shit who he's fighting as long as they are a strong opponent, like much in the same way as like a character like Goku. So I don't care if you're evil, I just want a good fight. It reminds me a little bit of the latest Mortal Kombat game where Sub-Zero is just really hyped to fight everyone because he wants to train. And like if you match him up against Shiva, he'll just say, you honour me with your combat. And she's like, I'll honour you with my death. Like, I didn't want to do a death battle. I just wanted to spar against a fucking Shogun warrior. Calm down. And Lucas, there are many subtitled headings we could cover about Ryu, such as his biography or his character relationships, and we're going to skip over them, because the third one down, so the third most important thing, according to this wiki about the character of Ryu, simply says poverty and Ryu.
Oh no!
So let's learn about Ryu and his apparent lack of money. In addition to the character setting of Wandering Fighter, Ryu has a distinctive appearance of always barefoot and dressed in a gi, gives the player the somewhat notorious impression that he has no money to buy clothes. In Ryu's Street Fighter Alpha 3 bio, it says that he's unemployed. Then there's the official illustrations drawn with Capcom trading card where Ryu is using a washing machine of a coin laundry.
Surely, though, he must earn some dollars from just going around and winning tournaments, like you would think.
The way I've always interpreted it is like he does have some money, it's that he just doesn't care.
Yeah, totally.
Like, he just wants to train. Like, he doesn't buy new clothes. He doesn't fucking need them. He needs his gi. It's all he cares about.
He's not a materialistic person, that's for sure.
No, he's supposed to beat people up on fire energy from his fists. So it says
he finds a car and he just beats on it.
He does, yeah. Like, oh man, imagine being the guy who owns that car and you look outside and you just see Ryu using it to like practice his katas. So it says here, the director of Capcom's design department said that he doesn't remember making Ryu poor or have no money, as this clashes with Ryu travelling the world, which makes sense. You can't travel the world on no fucking budget. I just like the idea that he has money but he don't give a fuck.
That's kind of always how I saw Ryu. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's winning money from like street fights and tournaments and stuff, but he just like puts it all into traveling the earth to do more training.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, like Goku, when he wins all the money from like the prize tournament that he wins, and then just his wife takes it and like fucking plants more turnips. You don't give a fuck. Lucas, we now to the meat of this article, and that is crossover appearances. And before we get into it, Lucas, what's your favourite Ryu crossover?
Well, there's one, and it's got to be called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh yeah, he's in that. I was going to say Ultimate Marvel then, when he fights fucking Wolverine.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. He's got Marvel vs. Capcom and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate under his belt. Like, does he need any more crossovers?
Well, apparently so, yeah, because there's a whole bunch listed here. But I love the fact that he's in Smash Bros. But I love even more that he's in Ultimate Marvel, because that game gives him better moves than he does in his own fucking base series.
Mm-hmm.
So like Ryu's got a fairly simple moveset. Probably the most iconic of any fighting game character. He's been ripped off so many times, like to the point where now his fighting style is an archetype in fighting games, like the Shoto. Mm-hmm. And just like Ultimate Marvel just does so much more with it. Like they give him the Hado Shoryuken, which is where he throws a Hadouken while doing a Shoryuken. It's like, why does he do that in Street Fighter? That shit is awesome!
Maybe he's just holding back because people in Street Fighter can't handle it.
They can't, right? But when he's fighting Wolverine, it's like, no, fuck it. Hado Shoryuken. So, crossover appearances. SNK versus Capcom. So, he's appeared and fought all the SNK characters. The Marvel versus Capcom series, starting with X-Men versus Street Fighter.
I love that that's how it started.
Yeah, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and he is, in every one of those games, always paired up with Wolverine. Except for Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, where Wolverine's not in it, because fucking Disney's like, nah.
Oh, God, yeah. Before the Fox purchase. It's like, no, X-Men don't exist.
And I contend that the opening cutscene for vanilla Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is one of the hypest things ever. Because
it's so good.
You have Ryu slapping the nut on Wolverine.
That was one of those intros that no matter how many times I started the game, I'd still just watch it.
Yeah, like if you left the screen long enough for that to start playing, you'd always watch it to the end. It's so fucking hype. Here's a clip. Before we continue that, I do want to talk about his ending in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. In his ending, Ryu is shown to continue his journey searching for strong challengers. This leads him into a confrontation with Iron Fist and Wolverine in a team-up with the X-Men against Doctor Doom. In the Ultimate expansion of the game, his ending was changed so that Iron Fist choosing to be his successor to the Iron Fist legacy.
Oh, that's so cool!
He is shown using the mystical arts of Kunlun to fight off Akuma, stating that it is the perfect counter and alternative to the Satsui no Hado. Namco X series, so he's also fought everybody from Namco.
Mm-hmm.
It says here he's a playable character in all the games in like the Project X Zone series. He uses the power summoned by the Satsui no Hado to beat Psycho power out of Ken using a Metso Hadouken, freeing Ken.
Oh my God.
Like, is like violent evil Ken one of the coolest fucking characters that's never got any push?
But is Violent Ken not just from like the Ultimate Street Fighter 2 that they did recently?
But no, he's like been a thing for a while. Like it's Ken. If Ken gave in to like it's basically evil Ken.
Yeah.
But they never really like do it. But like evil Ken is so fucking cool. Street Fighter X Tekken. So he's also fought everyone in Tekken. So I want everyone at home to keep a running tally of all the people that Ryu has fought. Because not only has he fought all the X-Men and everyone in Marvel, he's also fought everybody in fucking Tekken as well.
God.
And keep in mind, the character he's paired up with in Tekken is fucking Kazuya, who in Tekken 7 lasers a satellite out of orbit with his eyes. So it says that he appears in Street Fighter X Tekken with Ken as his tag partner. In his ending, he succumbs to the Satsui no Hado as Pandora's box is about to open. It says that as the blinding light disappears, Ryu is nowhere to be found, only his red headband was left on the floor. Other crossovers, Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Oh god, that was a really good game, man.
Rival schools united by fate. So he's in that game. Asura's Wrath, a game where you fight God. Ryu appears.
It was a weird DLC for that.
Yeah, Ryu appears as a special post-launch DLC mode for the game as a super secret boss.
I forgot about that one.
So he's the boss character after you defeat God.
Like multiple gods, bear in mind.
It says here that the story starts with Ryu being suddenly warped to Asura's world through a dimensional rift, and he's suddenly challenged by the god, wherein he's challenged to 2 one-round matches in the vein of Super Street Fighter 4. In between matches, however, Ryu will switch ultras. The player character uses a burst gauge, much like in his native gameplay. The battle draws to a close and Asura uppercuts Ryu straight off the earth and he lands on the moon, inadvertently bringing out evil Ryu. The episode ends when Akuma also appears, wanting to challenge Asura.
Oh god.
Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U and Smash Bros. Ultimate. Just like the fact that he's in that game and he just sees Bowser and he's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he just sees Ganondorf, just the Lord of Darkness, and he goes, I can punch that.
You know what? One of my down airs will fucking sort this out. Like, too sweet. And as well, Collarbone Breaker is his fucking shield break. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, I love that one.
If you don't know what Collarbone Breaker is, folks, I think it's Ryu's like forward medium. I don't play much Street Fighter, but basically says he punches you from like the top. Boom! Power Rangers Legacy Wars. I don't know about this, so I want to fucking know. Why is Ryu fighting Power Rangers? Ryu is a playable character in the game as Rita Repulsa's hold on the morphing grid stretches across multiverses. Ryu senses the disturbance and along with his allies and enemies are sucked into the power grid and are pitted against warriors from the Power Rangers multiverse. On July 19th, 2018, a new update was released that gave Ryu a second form, becoming the Ryu Ranger. I need to know what Power Ranger Ryu looks like. He better have that fucking headband. It says here that in December 2018, a tie-in movie was released that I'm going to watch immediately after we finish recording this. In it, Ryu and Chun-Li are recruited by Tommy Oliver in battling M. Bison. To do this, Ryu accepts the Crimson Hawk power coin created by Ninja before his capture and becomes the Ryu Ranger. Ninja! Oh... Like, as well, we're not even talking about the fact he's in, like, fucking Monster Hunter and he fights the Rathalos. Because, like, it goes on to, like... So it says like that now, it's just going on to, like, the comics and stuff like that. But, like, there are other games he appears in.
Yeah, there are, yeah.
Like, because he's had, like, guest appearances. Like, he is in Monster Hunter World and you can, like, fucking Shin Shoryuken a Rathalos and it fucking kicks his ass. And it's incredible. I love it. And Lucas, like Ryu, I feel like we've gone to a lot of places with this video. So should we end, as we often do, with some trivia?
Hell yeah.
Ryu and Chun-Li have made the most crossover appearances out of the entire Street Fighter roster, Ryu appearing in all crossover fighting games to date, involving the series, not including guest appearances by Street Fighter characters in non-crossover projects.
Right, yeah. But, like, I would argue that Ryu could potentially be the most crossed over video game character, full stop.
Yeah, easily. Maybe Shovel Knight, because he keeps getting shoved into every fucking shitty indie game that comes out, but at least Ryu's in more high-profile projects, at the very least.
Yeah.
Ryu actually makes a small comical jab at his multiple crossover appearances. In his introduction in the first Lost episode of Asura's Wrath, saying that it's not the first time he's been sent to a strange land.
He's just like, fuck's sake, again?
Again! Ryu cuts the sleeves off his gi to better throw punches.
The gi's just getting in the way.
Like, he doesn't have sleeves because it impacts his martial arts. According to Yoshinori Ono, Ryu suffers from arachnophobia, the fear of spiders, a subject matter emphasised in his introduction quote against Spider-Man in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and its updated version where he simply says, I hate spiders. And do you know where that comes from?
No.
I think it's one of the comics or something like that where Ken puts a spider in his mouth when he's asleep.
Oh, God.
When they were training.
Oh.
Ryu's battle costume, parentheses, Hot Ryu, they acknowledge it in the wiki, was inspired by an early prototype Street Fighter V design of Ryu. And the story behind that is they wanted to redesign everyone for that game, and one of the ideas was battle damage Ryu. But then they thought, it's too radical a departure. Like, Ryu and Chun-Li especially are so iconic, we can't really shift up their design too much. So they put it in as a bonus costume.
And then they gave Ken that awful design.
Oh, can we please put that in? Can we please put in the fucking meme that someone did? The amazing drawing. It was like Street Fighter 2, Ryu and Ken, looking at each other and saying, Ken, let's train to get good. And it says 25 years later, it's like an immaculate drawing of Hot Ryu, and it's just looking at fucking Ken. So bad. This fucking banana hair Ken.
Oh, God.
Fucking hell. God, Ryu's so cool.